The White House says that it will build new border barriers along the Rio Grande in South Texas, using money set aside by Congress during the Trump administration. Illegal border crossings in Texas are rising, but this is a very sudden and jarring policy reversal for the president. And some of his usual allies do not like it. Weijia Jiang is at the White House with more. Weijia, good morning.
Good morning, Anne-Marie, and good morning to everybody. President Biden has made clear that this is not what he wants, but he says his hands are tied. And if the administration tried to block the construction of this border wall, he says it would actually be breaking the law. But his own Secretary of Homeland Security says that is not the only reason they are moving forward.
200,000 migrants crossed the southern border unlawfully last month, the highest level recorded this year. President Biden insists that's not why his administration is moving forward with building a border wall, a decision he says was made by Congress.
When money was appropriated for the border wall, I tried to get them to reappropriate, to redirect that money. They didn't. They wouldn't.
Do you believe the border wall works?
No.
But Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas issued a notice stating there is presently an acute and immediate need to construct physical barriers and roads in the vicinity of the border of the United States in order to prevent unlawful entries. This map from Customs and Borders Protection shows sections near the Rio Grande where the wall would be built. It would be a total of 20 miles long and include 18-foot-high, 6-inch diameter bollards. According to government data, there were more than 46,000 illegal entries in the Rio Grande Valley sector in August alone. In 2020, then candidate Biden made this campaign promise.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration, number one.
And when he took office, Mr. Biden ended the Trump-era border national emergency.
It's highly hypocritical. That's what it is. And that's why the American public is so upset with elected officials in both parties, because sometimes elected officials say one thing and they do another. And this is the perfect example.
Criticism about the border is coming from some Democrats, too. In Chicago, hundreds of migrants are sleeping on the streets outside police stations. Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker wrote the federal government's lack of intervention and coordination at the border has created an untenable situation for Illinois.
We had no choice. It was mandated by law.
Mayorkas now claims that his earlier written statement was taken out of context and that it did not signify any change in policy.
Our policy remains as it was since day one. We are opposed to the construction of the wall.
The Biden administration just announced that it would resume directly deporting Venezuelan migrants. They made up about a quarter of all illegal border crossings last month. And then later today, President Biden plans to make remarks on another pressing topic, the economy. Anne-Marie.
So let's get back to this building of the border wall. So the federal government has had to waive more than 20 federal laws actually blocking this type of construction because of environmental concerns. So why couldn't the Biden administration just use that as an excuse if they really don't want to build this wall?
This is a great question, Anne-Marie, because there's a lot to sift through with regard to different laws that the administration is referencing. And so, to your point, there are these 26 laws, things like the Safe Drinking Water Act, acts that protect the wildlife and environment. And those are the laws that are being waived because construction would interfere with these things. And that's because the administration says there's this other law called the Impoundment Act that was passed in 1974 that essentially says, look, if Congress appropriates, which means assigns money to a certain project, then it is the law that that money has to be used for that reason. And so I asked yesterday, well, why not just not use the money at all? Because, that it seems like that could be an alternative. And the White House says because that would be illegal. And so even if they were to go to court, they wouldn't be arguing over the legality of building a border wall. The issue here is whether they can stop the funds that were already appropriated by Congress under the Trump administration back in 2019 because they don't feel that this money should be used towards that. And the answer is no. They don't think that is an argument that would hold up in court. They don't want to set that precedent because, Democratic Congresses appropriate plenty of money too. And, that would just trigger something down the road where Republicans could point to that money and say, look, we don't like that, so we're not going to allow this money to go through either. And so that is why the administration says it had to waive those other acts in order for this construction project to move forward. And so the president says that this is not an overarching change in his policy. As we just heard in that piece, he made very clear he doesn't even think a border wall would work. But he says this is something that he's bound to, and so they have to move forward.
And then, so also what you just said, let's go to the Venezuelans and the flights, because I was also a little confused by this because I thought Venezuelans had certain protections, temporary protections that they were being granted. So can you sort of explain what's happening here, why the flights, and just what is the administration attempting to do?
Well, you were right to think that, Anne-Marie, because it was just 3 weeks ago that the administration granted temporary status to many of those migrants from Venezuela. And so this is yet another reversal in policy. And just yesterday, the Secretary of Homeland Security, Mayorkas, said that that's because they now have deemed it safe for those migrants to return to their home countries of Venezuela, whereas before that wasn't the case yet. And so that's how they are explaining that. But we have to remember the backdrop of what's happening. And what's happening is other Democratic leaders in this country are criticizing the Biden administration. They're saying, we are sounding the alarm. We cannot handle this influx of migrants anymore, and we need more federal help. So this is one of the responses, Anne-Marie, but certainly because there is that tension with members of his own party, I think that's why we are seeing some drastic changes to how they are handling the migration at the border.
Yeah, because I can't imagine Venezuela has changed that much in 3 weeks. Thank you, Weijia.
Thank you.